This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. It's Tuesday today, which means we're doing a top 5 list. And you may recall in recent weeks I've done videos about my 5 favourite YouTube videos. I started off trying to do my 5 favourite YouTube guitar videos, and then when 4 out of the 5 were Gary Moore videos, I thought, well, yeah, let's just make this a Gary Moore list. So that was me 5 favourite Gary Moore YouTube videos, and I did another one about 5 favourite YouTube guitar videos that didn't feature Gary Moore. Then on the live stream a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, someone suggested, why not do a video about your top 5 guitar players who you've discovered via YouTube. And I thought that's a brilliant idea, because along with Spotify, YouTube really has broaden my musical horizons, really, because it kind of gets to learn what sort of stuff you enjoy, and it suggests things, and sometimes it's a little bit wide of the mark, but quite often it isn't. So coming up next, the 5 fantastic guitar players that you should really go and check out. I've linked to examples of their work down in the description. 5 fantastic guitar players that I discovered via YouTube, starting with
Pete Thorne.
Yes, I first, I think, discovered Pete Thorne via, again, just a YouTube suggestion, a music video for what was then his new single, a tune called Dirty Town, which is the track I've linked to down below. What a player! At times he sounds like Eddie Van Halen, at times he sounds like Joe Satriani, but kind of running through it like writing through a stick of rock, there is just this overwhelming sense of melody and bluesiness as well. It wouldn't surprise me if Mr. Thorne at some point puts out some kind of blues flavoured kind of thing, like the way a certain Northern Irish guitarist did back in 1990. So I'm lucky enough to have been to see Pete Thorne live when he was touring with the Classic Rock Show earlier this year, and what an evening that was. Fantastic. If ever they're gigging anywhere near you, then go and see them. We've got tickets to go and see them again next year. Hopefully Pete will still be with them. But yeah, fantastic player, and watching his live streams and everything, and his gear demonstrations and everything, just loads and loads of great music that he plays, and above all else, he just comes across as a really, really nice, likeable bloke as well. So I love his playing, and he's the sort of bloke you'd go for a beer with, isn't he, frankly? So that's why he's on this list. Next,
Josh Smith.
Yeah, again, I'd never heard the name Josh Smith until, again, a YouTube suggestion threw up not an example of his playing. Well, he did play a little bit in this, but I think I used this in one of the previous YouTube guitar videos. He's basically explaining the concepts that he uses when he's playing. If you're not sure who Josh Smith is, he is a blues guitarist. But you listen to him and it's like, well, there's elements of Albert King in there because he plays a Telecaster or a Telecaster style guitar. I think he's got his own Ibanez signature now, which is very, very Telecastery. So there's elements of Albert King in there, but there's also elements of Robin Ford, and there's also elements of Stevie Ray Vaughan, and you can hear kind of Blues Breakers and Layla era Clapton in his playing as well. But then he'll just come out with some, kind of jaw-dropping fusion bebop lick, and it's just, what was that? But it never seems like it's painted on. Do you know what I mean? It never seems like it's like, okay, here's the clever thing. It just flows. The track that I've linked to down below, I can't remember what it's called now, but it is one of his music videos. That's the only thing about him. He doesn't have many music videos on YouTube. He tends to kind of use YouTube more for his Live from Flat 5 series of interviews and stuff like that. There's a couple of good jams with him and Matt Schofield at the Baked Potato, the famous LA venue. But yeah, he's off the back of just that one interview that where he was showing his soloing concepts. and the little bits and pieces of playing that I gleaned from that. I went out and basically got a couple of his albums, Burn to Grow and Live at the Spud. Really, really worth checking out those albums if you like high quality, sophisticated but raw and earthy at the same time blues guitar playing. Go and check him out, Josh Smith. I discovered him on YouTube, and maybe you can say that you did as well after watching this video. Next,
Tim Pearce.
Yeah, what can you say about Tim Pearce? I mean, he's just a session player extraordinaire. He's, again, his personality that he comes across on YouTube is of a really engaging guy. When you see him playing, he's just got the biggest grin on his face. He's really having fun. He's living the dream. He's enjoying what he's doing to the fullest amount. And his playing is just absolutely amazing. The thing that strikes me about Tim Pearce is that you look at what he's doing and you think, well, yeah, but anyone could do that. But they didn't, and he did. Do you know what I mean? He plays the simplest things. I think one of his quotes is that he says, I play the simplest ideas as if my life depended on it. And, you know, he's a melodic, tasteful, kind of tuneful, but, kind of impressive, shreddy player when he needs to be. And whatever he does, whenever he's kind of jamming, because most of his videos are explaining some concept or other, but there's always a fair amount of him jamming to a backing track involved. Whenever he's jamming, you get the feeling that that part that he's playing at that moment in time is the perfect part for that particular situation. He's just got that, which I suppose is why he's, kind of one of the biggest session players in the world. He's just got that knack, that instinct for just first take coming up with the perfect idea for that musical situation. I love listening to his playing. The only complaint I have is I wish he would, just kind of get together with some of his friends and just rock out a little bit and just do a video, or maybe put an album out where he's just having fun and jamming, or maybe something a bit more structured than that. But I would happily pay for some Tim Pearce musical downloads or content of some description, because those are my favourite bits of his videos where he's actually playing. So there you go, Tim Pearce. Next,
Thomas Blug.
No, Thomas Blug. Yes, indeed. My introduction to his playing was via a tune called Strat King, and that's the one I've linked to down below. He is a German session guitar player, and I'd never heard of him until I saw this video. Again, a YouTube suggestion, I think it was. And there was a bit of an interview as well, I think, as part of this. Don't think I could find that video. But anyway, apparently he won some award where he'd been voted European Strat Player of the Year, or something like that. And he just put this tune together. Whether it was this tune that won him that award, or whether he wrote this or played this in response to that, I'm not entirely clear. But it's just a beautiful, melodic, gentle kind of ballad that erupts into this kind of very melodic but very ferocious, shreddy kind of thing. There are shades of my favourite guitar player, Gary Moore, in parts of this, and it's just that he's one of these guys, again, where he's doing the most twiddliest kind of sophisticated, shreddy kind of dusty end of the neck flailing around, and he's got a big grin on his face, and he's making it look easy. He's one heck of a player, and very, very worth checking out. I keep meaning to check out one of that range of pedalboard amps that he's involved with these days, but they are a bit pricey, so we shall have to wait and see on that. But yes, Thomas Blug, if you know nothing of his music, then just go and check out the track I've linked down below called Strat King. I guarantee you will be impressed. Next,
Roy Fulton.
Yeah, this is a chap called Roy Fulton, a guy from Belfast, who I first heard of, must have been, where are we now, 2022? It was going back to 2008, 2009, when YouTube guitar sort of stuff was kind of in its infancy. And there was a competition that was run by Guitarist magazine where you could win, I think it was a Vigier guitar. Is that how you pronounce them? Vigier? You know the ones, that French brand of guitars that that Walter Trout apparently was kind of having a brief dalliance with at the time. Walter Trout had got this this competition running in conjunction with Guitarist magazine, where they gave you a download link where you could download a Walter Trout track and add some lead guitar to it, and the track that Walter liked the sound of the most, basically the winning entry, got this Vigier guitar. I entered. I didn't win, but you know, it's like you sort of get curious. I wonder what else. I wonder who else has entered. So I kind of Googled it, and one of the entries that I came across and thought, God, he's good, was this this chap Roy Fulton, and you know, he's got a YouTube channel, and I've checked out a few of his videos. A lot of his videos are like the one that I've linked down below, where he's just having a bit of a jam, having fun to one of those, you know, those coffee break grooves jam tracks that that you can get. You know, they're on YouTube, and I think you can buy downloads of them as well. And you know, he's having a jam with that, and he's playing, I think, a Maybach. Maybach. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but basically a Maybach guitar. Very, looks a lot like a Les Paul, and getting an absolutely stunning, gorgeous tone out of it. I'm not sure what he's plugged into, what his signal chain is or anything, but dear me, what a tone he's getting out of that guitar. And he's just jamming some blues over this Coffee Break Grooves jam track, and it goes on for about 5 minutes, and you just never get the sense that he's running out of ideas. You never get the sense that he's kind of at the end of his string and, you know, beginning to, you know, kind of get a little, you know, we've all had it happen to us, you know, you kind of, you're playing that extended solo, and your fingers just start rambling, and you kind of noodling around a scale for one, because, you know, the tank is empty up here. You never get that sense with Roy's playing. He can just turn it on and keep it going, and it just flows out of him. Really well worth checking out. Go and check out some of his jams on that channel. He's got quite an impressive you know, resume or CV, whatever you want to call it, as well, in terms of his profession as a working guitarist as well. So he's been around the block a few times, and he's got the experience, and boy, does it show in his playing. So there you go. Those are 5 of my favourite guitar players that I discovered via this wonderful medium of YouTube. If I've missed anybody, if there are any guitarists that you can recommend that I discover via YouTube, then leave those suggestions in the comments below. If there are any names on this list that you have as yet been unfamiliar with, and you go and check them out, let me know what you think of them. I'd be genuinely interested to find out what your thoughts on this are. And that is pretty much the video for today, folks. Well, it is the video for today. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and found it relatively entertaining, and perhaps even useful and enlightening in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer, we talk about music, we talk about guitars. Great way to kick off the weekend, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.